Hey, this is Shay with soulfueledlife.com, and I am coming to you today to talk to you about my 2021 goals. I'm really excited for this because 2020 was a beast, y'all. It was a good beast because it let me see what worked for me, what didn't work for me, and it really put some things into perspective if I'm being 100% honest. But it really did work really, really well for me. So I'm excited to talk about 2021 with you. And let's jump in. First off, can I just say, oh my gosh. So my husband has got the Rona, and my son also has the Rona. My daughter and I already had it, thankfully, but I have this weird nasally, nostrily thing that's going on. But I promised myself it would not stop me from making videos this year. So I'm gonna hop in. I've separated my my goals out into different sections because obviously I want to make sure that I'm hitting a few different areas in my life. And so I set them as personal, slash family stuff, financial, and then my business stuff. And so I have about 3 goals for each one. I want to keep it attainable, and I don't want to put too much pressure on myself this year. Last year, even though everything shut down, I was still at my busiest. It was one of my best business years ever. And this year I have had this overwhelming theme to have more spaciousness, to give myself the space to breathe, to be, and to allow myself to feel out things and do things differently than I normally did before, because I find myself that I used to follow what everyone else is doing, and that's not who I am. I am not the follower, and so giving myself that time and that space to see what is and isn't going to work for me is going to probably be huge for my business this year. With that said, let us jump in. Okay, so I'm going to start with my personal goals, and one of my personal goals is to be more cozy. I love chill, laid back, and I find that when I'm watching so many other people that they have to have the best of everything and do the best of everything and be perfectly put together all the time. And I realized, yes, of course, there's going to be a time and a place for that, excuse me. But also, I went into business for myself so I could just be me. And maybe that's just sitting on my 3-season porch and telling you my goals and being more down to earth. But I am not that stuffy, make everything perfect all the time sort of person. And so one of my personal goals is just to show up as me more. And if you resonate with that, wonderful. My dog has found a squeaky toy. So if you hear some squeaks, real life, y'all, sorry. Okay, so my second goal outside of giving myself the space to just be more of me is I want to spend 15 minutes a day alone with each child. And that is super important to me because in this sense, we all have our technology, we all have work, school, things like that. And if I am not being purposeful with my time, I find that I am not getting that one-on-one time with each child. And in order for me to build that relationship with them moving forward and for them to trust me with some of their words, with some of the things that they're saying, in order for them to trust me with things that are going on in their life that some kids might not tell their parents, I do need to have that one-on-one time with them and really be their advocate and their support and that person that they need. And I think I realized that because I didn't have that when I was a teen. I actually moved out of my house at 16, graduated high school at 17, and went to college at 17. And I think that things would have turned out differently had I had that person who I could talk to and tell things without the fear of being judged or without the fear of being reprimanded. And that's one of my big goals with my kiddos, is for them to say, okay, I'm going to talk to my mom. I'm going to be able to open up to her, know that she's not going to judge me. Of course, that doesn't mean that there might not be things where we need to go deeper into conversation for her. But I just want each of them to have that time with me so they know that I'm somebody that they can talk to. I also, my third goal for my personal goals is I want to work out 5 days a week. Now, again, I've been sick, so I've not been able to do these strenuous workouts that I have been doing. I'm in the middle of Beachbody's 9-week control freak, so I've actually taken about a week off from that. But I have been moving my body. I walked on my treadmill. My husband and I, we had to go shovel snow today. Yay, Wisconsin. And I am still moving my body. I might do a little bit of like a 10-minute Pilates or yoga later just to stretch. But once like my stuffiness goes away, I'm going to hop back into my 9-week control freak. If you have not done this workout, it is brand new. It just came out. Well, some people have been in the beta of it, but it just came out. It has really kicked my butt. It is probably my most favorite workout that I have done before. And I've done quite a few workouts. I've done Zumba, I've done 21-day fix, 80-day obsession, Transform 20, Insanity 30, like all the different ones and from multiple different companies, but 9-week control freak by far has been my favorite workout. I will link it below if you want to check it out. It's really stinking amazing. Okay, and so next personal goal, I want to read 12 books this year, and I've already read 2. And by read, I mean listen to as well. I am a big fan of Audible, and so I've listened to 2 books this month already. I've listened to Seth Godin's This Is Marketing, which is phenomenal, and then I listened to another Seth Godin one, The Practice. Whew, that was a wake-up call, and I think also that is what motivated me to start my videos again, is listening to The Practice and definitely that This Is Marketing, because you don't realize how you connect with people as you're building out your business, as you're even building out like your friend zone, your like the people that you choose to be with. It has a little bit of marketing to do with it, and it also has like a little bit of truth, like you are who you hang out with. And even just going through some of the trainings that This Is Marketing talked about, or not trainings, the chapters that I listened to, it was really eye-opening to me. So I would highly recommend both of those books. The Practice really kicked my butt in order, like it was a wake-up call for me to get back into my morning routines. And I recognized why I was kind of all over the place is because I wasn't doing my morning practices where I was meditating, writing my gratitude, writing out my goals as consistently as I was before, which is why I honestly think I hit my business goals in 2020, was because I wrote it out every single day. I did not miss a day for 6 months. Then life happened, and then I could start to see things kind of go back downhill, and then I started writing them again, and I hit almost every goal that I wanted to hit. So I have to get back into that routine, and I'm really excited to get back into it. As you can see, I'm starting it today. And then this is more of not necessarily a goal, but something that I am conscious of. In one of the programs that I mentor in, I manage Facebook ads for clients, and I am getting certified in human design. But in one of the programs where I mentor and I coach and I give marketing information to, we were on something called a speed masterminding session, and we were talking about like the different foods, and I realized I've not tried a lot of foods, y'all. I like being in my bubble. I like what's normal. I like just what I like. And one of the girls is from Australia, and we were talking about all of these different foods, and I realized I need to try it. I realized a lot of things over the last 3 weeks and now being quarantined again. Whew, I'm having some come to Jesus moments with myself. And so this isn't one of my main goals. Again, I don't want to try to overwhelm myself, but I do want to try something new every week. And last week, my husband and I ordered something called the purple carrot, and it's vegetarian or vegan food. And so we tried out one of their recipes, and it was actually really delicious. And this week I'm doing a video, and I actually mapped out my video schedule, and I'm going to be getting ahead with my videos so I don't miss out on that. And so that's something new that I've not done consistently as well. So yeah, I'm really proud of that. Okay, so now I'm moving into my second area, which is finance. And last year, before we even sold our house, I was able to pay off almost all of our credit cards. We had some medical stuff that was left in collections. I was able to pay that off, and our credit scores really jumped. And so we sold our house. We had a tiny cushion that we're able to put away, and I want to continue saving. And so this year, not including my 401k, because like I said, I own my own business, so I'm doing my own 401k. My husband works, he has his own 401k, but I want us to put away an additional 15,000 this year into savings, so that if something happens, we have that as backup. And then I've also started to allot home repair. Our kids are in travel sports, club sports, and so normally we would wait until they start, but I'm starting to put money away from this month moving forward. So as things happen or as we need to travel or get hotel rooms, we already have that money benchmarked for what we need to do. And it's been eye-opening to see how wasteful we are. Well, my husband is not, he's so cheap, but how wasteful I am with money, and how I didn't realize how much more money I could be putting away if I was not as wasteful. And just even starting separate accounts, we use Landmark Credit Union, which might be local to Wisconsin. We also use Chase Bank and then Capital One Bank. And so even just creating separate accounts to put the money in has been really helpful for us not to mess with the money, for us to have that put away. So to know that, okay, we're seeing this grow. I'm seeing this grow, and it feels really, really good. And then my second goal for financial is I want to pay down $10,000 on my student loans. I'm waiting, I'm saving the money because obviously right now with coronavirus, we're interest free. And so I'm not going to put that money towards it yet. We're putting it into a savings account. And then I think it got extended until September, I believe, is what the last I heard. And if that potentially goes away, then I'll put that money down obviously in August because it's all interest free before the interest starts accruing again. But and also to see where it goes. I know they were talking about potentially like forgiving 10,000. Again, I'm not a finance person. I'm literally going by what Google and research and all of that is telling me. So it might be something different down the road, but I do know through September it's 0% interest, no payments due. So if they're like, okay, we're going to start accruing interest again in September, then I will pay that down in August because we are putting that money, like I said, into a savings account so that we're not losing it. Okay, and then I also want to start researching apps. Right now, I'm slowly putting some money into eTrade.com and I'm starting to learn how to use stocks. But as somebody who wants to retire sooner rather than later, I don't want to wait till I'm 65 to retire. I would love to retire in 10 years or 15 at the latest. But in order for me to do that, I need to understand stocks better. I need to understand investments better. And so there are these apps. One is called Acorn, one is called Betterment that I've started researching. And so by the end of this month, which is January when I'm recording this, by the end of this month, I want to start testing out one of those apps as well to see how it works for investing, where I should be putting my money. In a finance group that I'm in, they actually have talked about how they put money into these specific apps and it will buy stocks for them or invest it for them. And I'm interested to see how that works because, again, I'm not super familiar with that right now. And I'm just getting into my research portion of that. And so by the end of this month, I actually want to have an app picked out so that over this year, I can start using it. And then I'll have a more tangible goal for that. All right, now for my business. Okay, so at the end, I'm going to tell you what my financial goals are, but right now I'm going to share my general business goals, which is I want to record 30 videos this year. And that scares the living daylights out of me. My friend Julie goes, "You're so great on camera." But y'all, I am so scared to be on camera. I don't know why. And I know my first few videos aren't going to be perfect, and that's A-okay. But I want to put myself out there more. And I know that there are other moms, other business owners, other females like me who are looking for the support and the accountability and to see somebody else going out there and trying and doing their best, and learning as they go. Like, I actually had a nice camera that I bought to record on, and it didn't work, and I needed to order a mic for it. And so I'm recording this on my phone just because I didn't want it to stop me. So yeah, I want to record 30 videos between Facebook and YouTube, and I want to learn, well, actually, if I'm being quite honest, I don't want to learn how to edit it. I want to hire somebody to edit them for me, and then we can go from there. I have a goal to start a podcast, and what I would do is I would take some of these videos and I would strip the audio and use the audio for the podcast. And then, of course, I would do some interviews. I would do some podcasts as well. But I do want to start a podcast, and I want to have at least 12 episodes. However, I could potentially have as many as 30 if I am consistent and create a system around it. And then my husband and I want to start a podcast. We are in an amazing relationship. We have our ups and downs, but I would love to talk more about like the seriousness of us being in an interracial, you can hear my nose, about us being in an interracial relationship, having mixed kids, and how we're dealing with it. And not even just dealing with it, how we live, what we talk about, what's important to us. I think giving a little bit of the behind the scenes and the honesty could be good. You don't see that a lot, like having those real, candid conversations. And I really want to talk about that more and just bring more of us to the world so people can understand it better. And then I also am in the middle of my human design certification. If you have not heard of human design, you need to Google it. It is amazing. And I want to start sharing videos and my knowledge around being in human design, how it works, how you can use it for your life, how you can use it to market your business. And I want to just dive into that more. Okay, now to the juicy stuff. So those are all of my goals. I'm so happy I got to share them with you. Again, this is one of the first like real serious videos I've done. It's a little bit longer than I was anticipating, but I want to be real and I want to be honest and I want to just share a little bit of me with you, and hopefully you will love that. If not, that's okay too. But I hope you do. So financially for my business, I have set 3 goals. I have a good goal, a great goal, and then a hell yes goal. And my good goal is I want to double my revenue. So I want to hit about 450 to 500,000 in revenue. That is not profit. I think my profit margin was 40% last year. I did a lot of coaching and programs last year. Like I said, I'm in the middle of my human design certification, things like that. And so if I could keep it at that 40 to 50% margin for this upcoming year, I did just sign the highest coaching program. I just bought the highest coaching program I've ever purchased. And so we'll see how that goes. My great goal is 600 to 700,000. It's a range. And then my hell yes, I'm getting like shivers and tinglies just like going there, is 1 million. And I'm meeting with my business manager this upcoming Thursday to talk about our goals, the products that we want to be putting out. If I want to do coaching, I plan on putting out a journal this year. I plan on putting out a planner this year. And then I also plan on having a mastermind program in September where it'll run September to May so I can take off summers with the kiddos. And it will really be about living your human design, building your business around your design, what works for you, and not what everybody else is doing. Because I think that when you build a business that is framed around your personality and build a business that's built around what your ideal client wants, that you get to show up differently and you get to build a business and a life differently. And so those are a few things that we have in the pipeline. And I can't wait to share on this channel with you the behind the scenes, all of that, what's working, what's not working, and what we'll be doing. So, yes. I am so excited to have shared these goals with you. I would love to hear your goals below. Please comment, post what you're working on, what your goals are, how you want to show up this year. And I can't wait to read them and support you and to hold you accountable as well. Again, thank you so much for showing up. I am so grateful that you're here. I will talk with you later. Have a great weekend. Bye.